What's up, guys? Next day here in the shop. Just realized I forgot the GoPro, but good thing I got my old handy iPhone. Got our new valve covers in finally. So we're gonna go ahead and put the valve covers on the motor. All the motor really needs now is valve covers and oil pan. Oil pan's on the old engine over there. We'll be pulling that off later and putting the engine on these stands. So I'm pretty excited for these valve covers. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting those on and go ahead and show you guys what those look like. So those new valve covers I got, we'll be mounting the coils too. And I have these special coil mounts to be putting those on. So we're gonna go ahead and grab these. So these valve covers run off these, so you'll thread these in. They're like a little hex head. Well, they don't run off of it. They mount to that. And then they have these stanchions that you thread in there. And then these small pieces go through the hole. The coils mount inside of these holes. So we're gonna go ahead and mock this one up with coils on it and then throw it on the motor. All right, so this came with this breather pressed in here. I just took like a rod, shoved it in there, wiggled it out. And then I tapped it for 1/8 inch MPT, and we're gonna plug it. Just plug that because we're gonna do a -10 breather on these. So we don't need, we don't need that where we're going. So I'm gonna go ahead, plug it, and then I'll put the, got the coils mounted up here. The coils bolt to the back here, so then we'll do that. And we'll tap it for a -10 later on. I want to get them on there and see what they look like. All right, guys, once I finish tapping that hole for the 1/8 inch MPT plug, I just put the things together and put them on the motor. So I'll just go ahead and show you what they look like on the motor. They really set this motor off, I think. Man, look at that. Like I said, the orange matches the block. LSX matches the block. That's what's up. Those valve covers look good. Just ran the tap through the valve cover. I don't know if you can see it there. You can kind of see the threads. This is our -10 AN ORB, which is O-ring bung to -10. Fits in there nicely. So now we got breather on this valve cover. Go ahead and tear that one apart, do that one next. But I think before we tear that one apart, I'll finish putting this one all the way back together and back on the motor. So we got this one drilled, tapped, everything's done, completely mounted back up. And then we got this one over here. This was all taped off, but we just got the corner still because I got it spun in there. Taps coming all the way through. So this one's tapped for our AN fitting. There's baffling options that go on the inside of the valve cover as well. So maybe we'll look into that. But we just want to go ahead and get our -10 in there. There it is. It's a big old bit. So we'll clean this out. Then we'll grab our -10. It's over there, I think. And we'll plug it in and make sure it fits. Again, so here's the other side. I don't know. You can see those threads I cut. Here's our 10 ORB to -10. No issue. So we'll tighten that on. Put the coil packs back on, put our gasket back in, back onto the motor. A little messy on the back side, don't worry. We're mocking the harness up. Got our NOx sensors wired up, oxygen sensor in, just all mocked up, right guys? Making sure we have everything. Throttle position, map, which we got to get a 3 or 4 bar, our full harness up front, fuel pressure, throttle or intake temperature. These ones we won't use because it's drive by wire, not drive by cable. Coolant temp, cam signal. Everything kind of tucks down in here real nice. I mean, I like it. It's for a small manifold car where you can't really hide anything under the manifold. It still looks pretty good. Coil harness, injector harness, all of that. These will ground out to the back of the head. There's 2 of them. Here's the other one. 1, 2. This is our wideband. This goes to our throttle pedal in the car. This goes to our ECM. These two both go to our ECM. We're fused. We got to run our main power harness, which is still in there. Our ECM is in there as well. We have a fuse line and a trigger line for the fuel pump, but we're mechanical, so we'll be able to repurpose that for something else. But found out we need a different oil pressure sensor. We need a fuel pressure sensor, which we already ordered those two, a manifold absolute pressure sensor. All right, so we got the motor about as far as it's gonna go without putting it in here. Just about as far as it's gonna go. But before I put the motor in here, there's a lot of junk that I gotta get out of the way. We're not gonna be running ABS on our standalone ECM. We're going to a manual rack, so I'll take all this power steering stuff out. We're not gonna be running air conditioning, so I can take all that out. So we're gonna start stripping this engine bay down of everything we don't need, cleaning stuff up, getting it out of the way. Alright guys, so here's all our old fuel lines, brake lines, air conditioning lines, as well as some heat shields we don't need anymore. I kept the drip tray with me, made sure I didn't make a mess on the floor, so went ahead and got everything out. Everything gutted front to rear. This thing's pretty much a true roller now. It's just a rear diff. That's it. No power steering. No brakes, no AC, no fuel, no engine, no trans, no anything. So I'm gonna go back up, clean up this floor with the mess I didn't make. I'm gonna clean up this floor, and then I'll go back up into the engine bay and just keep cleaning up on the engine bay. All right guys, so to change the baffling inside of this pan, we gotta remove these studs through here and these studs through here and get this metal pan, these metal lines out. So that's what we're gonna work on, and then we're gonna take the baffling out, show you the old baffling versus the new baffling. Alright guys, so here's the difference between the factory oil pan and the aftermarket pan we got from Improved Racing. Basically, the main differences are what's underneath here. So on the underside of this is where our pickup tube goes, and there's just a couple of pockets here that don't sit as low, and the oil can kind of run to one side or the other. And on this oil pan here, our pickup tube still goes through here. We have a larger capacity for our oil, and we have trap door system. So if you're accelerating and the car goes back, this trap door will stay shut, blocking the majority of the oil from leaving, as well as these will probably stay shut, and then it'll allow more oil to still continue to flow in here. And if it builds up, it'll still be able to flow in here, but it won't rush to the back of the pan. Heavy braking, same concept. Turns left or right. So really it's good for a lot of different applications, but we'll be able to keep more oil around the pickup tube, and we'll be able to control our oil flow based off of what we're doing with the car. So getting ready to paint the oil pan back to just a factory silver. Install this. Here, take you off the stand. I'm going to show you. Grab the light too. So what I want to show you here is kind of how tight that is to the pan. So it kind of has to come through the trap door to get to the pickup now. And like I said, under G-force in whatever direction that you're trying to sling it, you won't lose too much oil. It'll come block there and have to come, it'll still come in. So we shouldn't have an issue there. So now that we got that done, and then for this, whoa! For this piece here, this is the factory gasket. We were able to save that, so we're gonna put that back on. Like that. And then this is the piece that we took off, just the cap. And we're gonna put this piece back on. It's from Motion Raceworks. It's this nice piece here. so that we can have an oil feed for our turbo right here. So then we'll put these on. Alright guys, so that's a wrap for this episode. Got the oil pan all the way on. Got our dipstick on. We got motor mounts on, as well as everything else. So hopefully in the next episode we'll be doing our brakes, our engine bay, prepping this engine bay for the motor to go in. We have our manual steering rack ready to go right there. We'll be swapping racks and a couple other things. So make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss any of the content, so you catch the next episode. Race before the race. We're going to make it to Rocky Mountain Race Week. Thank you everybody for subscribing. Leave us a like and drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys think, and we'll catch you guys next time.